Hello, hello, it's the world's favorite Tarot Dad. It's Tarot Dad here for another daily card pull. Yes! It's that time again. It's Monday. Are we ready to set the tone for the week? We might not too, you know? Who knows? The world's our oyster. It's a new week. We're starting it fresh. This could just be a step. This could be a tone setter. Let's find out. No time like the present. We've got a couple good shuffles in. Here we are, spreading them out. Let's get it. I'm feeling kind of like low down card pull. Okay, here we are again. 7 of Cups. What the hell, man? Did we not do the work? Is it just happenstance? Who knows? We got the 7 of Cups. Okay, this is a card we have pulled before. If you've been around here, you're going to be like, I already watched this video. No, you didn't. This is a new one. We're talking about 7 of Cups again, because now it pertains to a new week. And that is important. Cups, all the cups. We are in our emotions. We're in our hopes and our dreams. So it's not about the novelty of the card. It is about the new context for the self-exploration. So this is something important for us just to dive back in on. So this maybe is a good setting for the week because this is a 7, right? We've got 7 days ahead of us, counting today, right, for the rest of this week. Something I want to hit on that we didn't really touch on the first time is there's something to this card about, and let me do this. There's something to this card about having your head in the clouds, right? That we're in like purely a dreamland, right? So we are very inside of ourselves, seeing ourselves, right? So I think that could be part of it, right? We've been dwelling in cups, and this is yet again, I think tarot is so funny in this way. And sometimes I think it's like joking with me a little bit, right? There's a conversation happening between us and the cards, us and the deck. This is a funny card to pull in the context of us having pulled so many cups this last week. I would venture to say maybe we're a little too in our feelings. Right? Maybe we're a little too in our hopes and dreams at this point. Maybe it's time to pull ourselves out of the clouds. Sometimes cards can be a call to reverse, right? To do the opposite, especially in the context of having just pulled that card. This is an important thing. Context is everything, right? And so I would argue that there's something to that. Maybe it's just something for you to ponder and what this means for you in your day of back here at this same place of trying to suss out what my core desire is, what my main opportunity for dream fulfillment here is, right? I really do want to key in on the head in the clouds part, and that, part of the reversal of this card is being overwhelmed with choices. It's like having too much to sift through. And that's a little bit of what I'm getting at for, this week. I think it's important. We've done a lot of emotional work. We've done a lot of emotional call outs. We've done a lot of talking about our feelings. And that's great. There's no shying away from that. It's really good for us to sit and have a think and to do as much thinking as we can about what's going on inside of ourselves. However, sometimes that can pull you out of the world when we're really taking our time to be sifting through all these cups to try to be thinking about the many choices and the plethora of desires that one could have in a world such as ours. I would venture to say that this time around us pulling this card is more about hey, where are our heads in the clouds? Where are we too caught up inside of ourselves? We're almost like a caricature of ourselves when we are too inside of ourselves. So I know that this might feel a little bit like whiplash for us to be looking at this card this way. I would again challenge us to think about the full picture and that there is a lot in every card for every person at any given time. The irony of us doing these daily pulls is that, yes, we're talking about them day to day, but it can mean something different for everybody every day. To be looking at this card, to be thinking about this card, what is it calling out for you today? What is it calling out for you this week, having had the week that we had last week, right? It's one of the reasons I'm talking about this. We are so solipsistic at this point because we've had so many cups. We are so within our own point of view. I would argue that this is a challenge for us to step outside of ourselves, to step back into the world, to pull ourselves out of the many choices that we could have, the many feelings that we could have, and just be present. Be right where you are, doing what you're doing, and try to do that the whole day, right? We spend so much of our days being in different places mentally, right? We're planning out what are we going to do next week. We're thinking about all the things we got to tick off of our list, all the boxes we got to check. This card is very much in this moment, to me, a challenge for us to pull ourselves into today, into right now, into us, into our bodies, our literal bodies, right where we are. Look around, take in the scenery, take in what you're seeing, be where you are. Let that be an inspiration for finding what is underneath this guy. I think this is very much a good time for us to either be present where we are in our physical bodies, outside of our inside selves, in the world, experiencing that, letting that be the information, letting that be the teacher, letting that be the guide and coach. We have certainly been inside of our feelings, and I do think this is a little bit of a nudge on the shoulder in a real playful way by a very wise and friendly deck that we got going here. So I hope you guys can take inspiration from that this day and for the rest of this week. I love getting to know this tarot stuff with y'all. I love getting to dive into these cards in depth, and I love just getting to check in, see where we're at, see how we're feeling, and see what the week has in store for us. This is such a beautiful experience, such a beautiful routine for us to be in. I hope we're all in the routine. Share around with folks. Again, as always, if you are enjoying this, if you think that there are other people in your life who would like this, bring them into the fold. This is a really great place for us to check in, explore some wisdom and some philosophy together, to think about being a human, think about how we go about ourselves and go about our days. I am so glad that we're creating the community of folks who are all doing that together at the same time. I look forward to us being back here again tomorrow. Tarot Dad is out.